The title of Guest of the Year gets thrown around a lot by Kill Tony fans and Tony Hinchcliffe himself. But by the end of the year, it is pretty obvious who is going to earn the distinction. This year in 2025, it is a little bit more unknown, as there are some consistent players in the ranks of panelists for the Kill Tony show, and there's a couple of first-time guests that did so well that could just be in the running off of their one appearance alone to earn the distinction of the show's top panelist. Today, I'm going to be going over the top 10 most likely panelists to receive the honor of Guest of the Year for Kill Tony. Before we dive into this top 10, I want to give out some honorable mentions, starting things off with Greg Fitzsimmons. Greg Fitzsimmons is a person who will probably never get the distinction of Guest of the Year, but he is such a consistent face and such a consistent personality in the Kill Tony universe, and every time that he is on panel, he delivers and has a great appearance, and he is one of the most seasoned vets when it comes to being a panelist on the show. Next up, I have Sam Tallent. Sam Tallent is somebody who I think was robbed of Guest of the Year last year. I know that Harland Williams was a great guest, and I think it was a really tight race between these two, but Sam Tallent has been, without a doubt, one of the most consistent guests in the show's history. Next up, I have Jim Norton. Jim Norton, I think, is kind of in the Greg Fitzsimmons camp, but he is notable enough, and he is a big enough name that he has been put in some big spots. He's been a panelist for shows in arenas. He's been a panelist for big events such as Skankfest. And Jim Norton is just an old school great guest for the show, always giving honest criticism to the open micers and making sure that they don't get put down and that they have hope once they leave the treacherous stage that is the Kill Tony stage. Next up, I have Tim Butterly. Tim Butterly is somebody who is new to the Kill Tony universe and is one of the bigger up-and-coming comedians in the world right now. And he had a lot to like in his two appearances on the show this year, and I would not be surprised if Tony brought Tim Butterly back several more times by the time the year is up. Next up, I have Donnell Rawlings. I think it was more about Rob Schneider in this episode, but Donnell Rawlings definitely held his own, was able to make fun of himself at times, and was able to deliver a really solid appearance on his comeback tour here. And then the final honorable mention that I have is Matt Rife. Matt Rife has been put in big situations, coming out to do arena shows, and has been a fun presence for the show, and he just missed out on my top 10. And now, without further ado, let's dive into our top 10, starting off with number 10, and I have Bill Maher, played by Kyle Dunnigan. Obviously, there are plenty of characters that come out of the woodwork for Kill Tony, but as of now, I think the best character that has been on the Kill Tony stage this year as a panelist was Kyle Dunnigan's Bill Maher. I think what makes it even better is how much Bill Maher actually hated Kyle Dunnigan impersonating him. I think Tony Hinchcliffe likes Kyle Dunnigan. I think he's going to give him a stage that will allow him to shine and really play these characters up. Coming in at number 9, I have Gabriel Iglesias. His comedy doesn't really appeal to the general Kill Tony audience, but when he came onto the stage and was a panelist for the first time, he delivered. He really played along with the show's format. He had some funny one-liners, and he also does what any good panelist will do, and that is give criticism to these open micers, and he was really, really honest. Gabriel Iglesias, I think, is a kind of a forgotten, solid first-time guest as the year has gone on. Go back to his episode. He is seriously one of the best first-time guests this year. Big ups to Fluffy. I don't think he will get the Guest of the Year, but nonetheless, Gabriel Iglesias, still a solid panelist for the show. Coming in at number 8, I have Joe Derosa. Just like we were talking about with Jim Norton and Greg Fitzsimmons, Joe Derosa kind of fits into that camp where he does give honest feedback to the open micers. The man who has the biggest soft spot for Austin comedy right now is number 8 on my list. And coming in at number 7, I have James McCann. Tony has returned to the well and gone to James McCann several times and was one of the most recent guests on the show. And he is a solid and hilarious panelist. He's one of the smarter comics that come onto the show. He's very quick with what he wants to say. He's been on the show, I think, 3 or 4 times this year as a panelist. So he's somebody that Tony Hinchcliffe trusts, and he is somebody that he's already said, is in the running for Guest of the Year. But what does that actually mean, Tony? You say that for a lot of people, but James McCann is somebody that I truly think is actually in that discussion, especially with how consistent he's been. Coming in at number 6, last year's Guest of the Year, we have Harland Williams. Anytime that there is a great first-time guest, like we've had a couple of this year, everybody's go-to pairing with them is always Harland Williams. He has definitely earned his way and has earned his spot in the Kill Tony Hall of Fame. He's really kind of gone out of his way and has done a lot of solo stuff lately, and he hasn't been on the show as much as he used to. So I don't think he will win it just based off of that and not being being on the show as consistently. But when he is on the show, man, there's nobody better. And I don't know if they can give it to the same person 2 years in a row, but if there's a person to get it, it would be Harland Williams. Starting things off with the top 5, coming in at number 5, I have Carrot Top. Who knew Carrot Top would be so perfect for the show's format? I mean, he has rocked it both times he has been on the show. His pairing with Triple H was a odd duo, but the two worked out perfectly. Tony has got to get some credit for that. I mean, he has brought out some odd couple pairings as of late, and they have all worked nearly to perfection. And Carrot Top was a big reason why that Triple H pairing worked so well. He kind of stole the show during that episode. He was also very good as a solo guest as well, and already being on 2 times this year, we may not have seen all that we are going to see of Carrot Top. So he is somebody to keep an eye on, as he could potentially move up this list. But as of right now, I have him at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I have Shane Gillis. Kind of like Harland Williams, anytime that he is on the show, it is such a banger, and he reminds you why he fits this show's format and why he is one of the best comedians in the world. The last time he was on the show alongside his podcast partner Matt McCusker, the two dominated and gave us some of the funniest moments of the year. And Shane Gillis, man, I mean, he was the guest of the year in 2023, I do believe, and he has another chance to be guest of the year again, because his episode with Matt McCusker was without a doubt one of the best of the year. And every time that he is on, with some of the most popular episodes of the year. So Shane Gillis, a major draw, and is somebody to consider that he could be a 2-time guest of the year. Coming in at number 3, the bronze medal finish, I have Tony Hinchcliffe, Adam Ray's Tony Hinchcliffe. You know, Tony would love nothing more than to give the guest of the year award to himself, but that's something that could happen, because Adam Ray's Tony Hinchcliffe took the Kill Tony universe by storm, and it was such a damn good impression. Adam Ray has already won the guest of the year, and I really do think he has an opportunity to win that award yet again under the Tony Hinchcliffe character. I mean, if you go back and watch Kill Tony number 726, just the way that he was able to get his Tony impression down to a T. He got his mannerisms down, he got his cadence down, he got everything down to a T. He truly was living in Tony Hinchcliffe's skin that night, and it was one of the best moments in the show this year, and he was definitely one of the best guests of the show in 2025, and was a moment that we are going to be talking about all year long, and is definitely up there as a candidate for guest of the year. Coming in at number 2, I have Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr is a blast from the past, as he used to be a common guest for the show back in the olden days when it was in the belly room, but he ended up coming back to take on the Mothership crowd, and he was good as ever. Him and Tony have such incredible chemistry, and they play off each other extremely well. Both of them are just mean, stubborn assholes, and they are so good at roasting the open micers. However, Jimmy Carr does have somewhat of a sweet spot to him, and he does say some nice things to these comedians every once in a while, and he just had one of the better episodes of the year. He may not be on the people's radar as much, but he's definitely one of my favorite guests, and maybe I'm biased, but I definitely have him at number 2. Coming in at number 1, and without a doubt, I have Rob Schneider. I mean, we haven't seen a first-time guest like this in a long time. I mean, he played with the show's format so much. He had a good time. He wasn't afraid to make fun of himself. He had a great dancing partner on the panel with Donnell Rawlings, and the two of them just brought back old school Kill Tony for one night only, and it was such a good episode. And I find it hard to believe that Tony would only let him come onto the show one time. If Rob Schneider's busy movie making and political career schedule allows it, I would not be surprised in the slightest bit if he comes back and does the show another time and solidifies himself as the guest of the year. It will just be interesting to see who they pair him up with, because there are so many people just in what I've listed that he would have a great episode with and great chemistry with. Anybody that Adam Ray does, Harland Williams obviously, and even some people that are, a little bit more on the straight and narrow that are just great guests that we listed before, like Matt Rife, Jim Norton, Sam Tallent, or Greg Fitzsimmons would also be a great pair with Rob Schneider as well. But I think that this might be, as of right now in September, a pretty early lockup that Rob Schneider may just be the guest of the year in 2025. Alrighty guys, that is my top 10 list of potential guests of the year for Kill Tony. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did I leave anybody out? Did I rank anybody too high? Did I rank anybody too low? I want to know. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Click the bell icon to get notified every single time I drop a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
I was here for 2.5 hours.
He did the show. He did the show. He did the show. Oh.
It wasn't popular. No one wanted to do it. Even though he wasn't gonna benefit in any fucking way, he still came down. And he never let Tony forget it.
And I'll tell you why